Hey everyone, how's it going? Octopus here. Welcome back to evercrisis. We're going to be doing Mount Nibel very hard for the Crisis Dungeon, ending in about a couple days. This is going to be my no overboost account, and we did talk about this in the last video. If you guys want me to keep it, not keep it, a lot of great suggestions. I'm going to do some of them later on as the game progresses. As of now, I've been doing okay. We beat this one on the S rank. I can go back and get an S+, but I have no more crisis keys and I don't want to spend another 100 blue crystals because I already did doing this one. So let's jump in. Let's talk about how to get this full clear before it ends, and hopefully by next month's crisis dungeons, I'll get these out a little bit earlier to help you guys, but this should help with at least a little bit of a full clear if you guys have the right setup. Even if you don't, you should be able to do things to adjust here or there. So let's jump in, let's talk about it, and let's get you that full clear. Alright, starting off with the party, we're going to go with Barret. Barret is our healer. He's bringing in that new healing weapon. Any healer will do here. Doesn't have to be Barret, but I've been having a blast using Barret as my healer since on this account, Aerith is my DPS. She doesn't use her healing kit at all. I pulled for her Prism Rod dress, and now I pulled for her winter dress. She's been doing great as a DPS, absolutely amazing. But Barret as a healer brings a lot of utility, just like Aerith brought with her umbrella. But umbrella only lowered defense on the enemy. If the enemy was immune to defense down, then you didn't really do anything with umbrella besides a stat stick. Where Barret over here, he buffs the party. He buffs the character's damage, and he also buffs the character's defense. And so far, the enemy can't stop that. All they can do is reduce her attack, but we can just rebuff ourselves. So having Assault Gun on our healer has been really fun, because this increases our defense of all allies by medium to high if I cast it twice. It's got healing potency on it on top of it to benefit our healing weapon. So this is a great combo. We also raise Aerith's magic attack while also giving her regen. And during these quests, a lot of these quests in the game, including these dungeons, having that regen heal is huge, right? Especially when you're facing like poison and stuff like that. It'll just kind of counter it for a bit. So really great combo. Enemy can't stop you from buffing, but they can be immune to debuffs. So Barret as a healer has been fantastic. I would say defense up really makes this quest easier. If you don't have defense up on a weapon, even if everyone just had like a way to increase their defense for themselves, like a vent weapon that raises defense up by 2 tiers, right? If everyone can cover themselves, it helps, but having an all-in-one weapon is really nice. If not, the last enemy in this dungeon hits you for a really big amount if you can't rush one down and kill it immediately before it does a big AoE attack. So depending on what you have, you either want to have at least 6,000 or more HP, about 6,500, a lot of power defense, then you can use less HP, or you bring in a way to increase your party's defense up. Aerith as your healer also has a, I believe it's called Mithril. If I'm not mistaken, she has a way to raise the party's defense as well. It is Mithril Rod, but it's low to medium. So you have to double cast this to get two tiers, but this could help as well. So that's one of the key factors in this. And the other one is Esuna for the beginning dragon. If you're like my main account, which is free to play as well, I didn't use Esuna. I just went pure DPS and killed him before the poison was a problem. But in this case, we are bringing Esuna to help us with the poison. And you just put it on your healer and you're good to go from there. Everyone else is just bringing their best. Tifa's bringing her Limit Break because it's really good at animation canceling. I've been abusing that a lot because it's a lot of fun. And she also lowers defense, which is huge. So everything else on my build here is just whatever you have to do more damage. So if you pulled for someone else's costume that works with ice, use Diamond Dust on that character. If you pulled Cloud, Murasami in the beginning, use Ramu. Right? Everything here doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is a healer, that Esuna, and a way to raise your defense. Even this is not necessary as long as you have more HP than me. So my stats coming into this are 4,597 HP with healing of 1841. Yesterday's video, this was only level 70. Now that I made it level 80, it's got heal potency of 24. Sorry, our ability. Bringing me up to 1841, which is making him heal much better. His overall stats for damage is not really there right now because I can't overboost my weapons. They're all healing weapons. I had to put in multiple copies to make up the difference, right? So that's my current Barret. He's doing great. Then we got my Aerith rocking 5,500 HP with 2361 magic attack. That's her sub weapons right now, using Umbrella, Everything else is pretty straightforward. 5,200, 2,200. You guys should be around 26, 27, 28. If you're day one players, if you're new to the game, you're around my power level. If you got really bad luck like me, which is chosen, you should be okay. This isn't hard. It's all about strategy. So let's jump in and talk about the strategy. I guess I'll throw this in here, but it might be pretty obvious. Bring in earth damage, right? The only other materia that matters is the earth materia. If you can get a 4-star, great. If it's 3-star, it also works as well. The only reason 4-star is that you have a better chance of rolling stats, and you can see my stats on this aren't great. Magic attack 1.1. So all that matters is that is a 4-star or 5-star, because it goes from 287 potency compared to a 3-star, which is at 275. But you're not missing much if you don't have a 4-star. 3-stars still work. The higher your magic attack is or physical attack, the lower the materia can be. Even right now, it could have been 3-star and it still would have done a lot of damage. All right, so we're going to jump in. This is a pre-recording. I actually might move over just in case you guys want to see my HP. But let's jump in. We're going to face the Poison Dragon first, and huge advice here. If you can beat it before like anything crazy happens, then you don't have to bring in Poison Esuna. But if you're not as strong as my other account is, and you're as strong as this account is, then we got to go through the strategy of using Poison Esuna, and that's totally fine, right? So very straightforward here. Always play on your healer. Let your DPS do what they're doing. Unless they're carrying utility like D-Brave, barriers, something that you need them to have, then you might have to switch to them once in a while. But starting off, you use this Poison Shriek. I recommend blocking this because it still does a little bit of damage. If you don't block it, not a big deal either. And the only reason you wouldn't block it is so you're always in attack stance and never lose that unity bonus, right? You can see right now I'm still waiting for it to fill up. Whenever you switch it, it pauses and then it moves. So the fact that every time a character does damage right now, they're not at that extra 25% damage. So keep that in mind. Every time you switch this, you are losing damage, so try to switch it less. But we're using triple heals here. If I had more ATB gauge, I would use Agitation before he did the Stomp. But because we have the heals, it doesn't matter. We get hit by the Stomp. And from this point on, as long as you're fullest HP, use Somersault or your Limit Break right before he does an attack to stop it. So you can see me prepping it. So he's about to do a big one. Right over there, he was about to do a hit. I use Somersault. I cancel that hit. And now he has to recast that hit. Right? I'm also playing manual mode so I can properly buff my characters and heal them where I want. So Barret's doing really good for heals. We're going to switch to a heal right now. And I'm going to pause it right on the heal. You can see 1634 heal, 1591, 1588, and Aerith was ticking on regen still, so really cool. During this phase, as soon as he's done doing a couple of auto attacks, you have a chance to sigil break, and this is where the circle and triangle sigil comes into play for your materia, so make sure your ruins have triangle or circle just for this fight specifically, because this is great DPS time here. Now, I used Somersault over here, and I should have just went all out. I should have Somersaulted, Diamond Dust, Hellfire, all at the same time. But again, this is where things I could improved on. I'm like, oh, I'll save the summons for the next fight. Never do that. I always think to myself, I'm going to save them. There's no point. Just do them. But Tifa is fast enough that she'll cast her Limit Break in time for Barret over here. So in that case, when it comes to Tifa or Red 13, their Limit Breaks come up very quickly. I use Diamond Dust there to cancel an animation attack. And you can see it's really good damage. So if I had that 1.25, would have been better. But I missed the Dragon Dive. So we want to beat it before that Dragon Dive comes in. I hesitate and I buff myself, where I should have just been doing damage and switching my character for damage because we would have killed them, or just use all my limit breaks like I was supposed to. So you guys can avoid this whole part here, taking more damage, taking more time. Just go all out, and when it comes to the trash mobs after this, go refill your limit break from there. So you're going to see my end result of the score is not going to be the greatest, but it's still good enough to get me an S rank out of all of this. So if the dragon's your hardest enemy and it gives you the most trouble, don't worry about it. Lower his defense for your magic or physical, depending on the characters you're using, and just heal up appropriately. The hardest part is getting rid of the poison. The rest is a cakewalk. All right, so that's getting us, I think, about 33? Yeah, no, 44. So I didn't show it there. I'm going to fast forward. I do pick Healing Potency. And I pause over here to actually show you guys. I got 44,684. Now, the next thing I want to show you guys is the trash mobs. I will pause between each one to show you the buffs, the items I use, but these guys are annoying, so go up, kill them right away, because they do a lot to you, but don't use anything to heal yourself. You see how I'm missing 56 HP, 34, 35, very key for later on. I'm going to explain how to save a lot of points, but this is very straightforward. When they screech, they stun the person they're screeching, and then they use arrow gun. Defense right away. Wait for the other one, stay in defense mode, heal, and then switch back. That's the hardest part. The other move they do, the terror one, is a gravity spell. It can never kill you. I believe there's 2 of them they use, different names. As far as I know, they've never killed me. They're gravity spells. They'll bring to 1 HP and then they stop. Don't be afraid to use Tifa or Red 13's limit break here, or anyone else that has a quick limit break. You'll get it up pretty quickly. But that's it. Dance of Terror. There it is. So they're going to do Dance of Terror once, twice, 3 times, and I believe they do it 1 more time. Is it only 3 times? So after 3 times, that's when you heal. You don't have to heal before that because that will never kill you. So that being said, that's the entire fight. Let's jump to the boss. All right, so for the first enemy, we're going straight to the mole. We're not doing the twins. We're not doing anything else. We're going straight to the mole. We are going to use the Quake Materia cocktail here because this guy, you want to beat him as soon as possible. In my case, I'm letting my characters die. So I'm not bringing their HP back up. You guys can see they're missing a ton of HP. I'm just giving them more damage. If you guys are quicker than me, you'll kill him. And even then, you don't have to bring your HP up. If you're getting to the point of the laser and you can survive the laser because of your kit, great. Then you should raise your HP. But this lets me save on tents, on supplements, mega elixir, whatever it is. These guys won't hit you, this mole and the next one. So just save all your resources and just go in DPS. So this is how we're going to do this. We've got our cocktails, so we do more earth damage. We're going full L on the limit break. Don't be afraid. We got trash mobs if you need to clean them up later. We're going to be doing a decent amount of damage here. Nothing too crazy though, because these guys are just a big old HP tank. Diamond Dust is pretty good because of Aerith's costume, but nothing crazy overall, 23,000 damage. So from this point, we're going to help just do damage over and over and over, and you're going to see that we take so little damage. Now, the only thing is, I was kind of dumb here. I could have defended one of these attacks, but if you go in defense mode, you lose your attack stance. And I want to be in attack stance the whole entire time, that I took the risk to the point that Barret died. So we are using our buffing weapon to buff Aerith, so she does more damage. Aerith doing a total of like over 10,000 damage per cast, right? Doing really, really good damage. Tifa doing great damage on her Quake blows as well. Nothing too crazy because you can't lower his defense until he breaks down, or just magic defense down. So every time somersault's up, I'm going to use it to cancel animation if I can. But you can see Barret here. I'm like, maybe I should heal. I'm like, no, I'm going to go pure I should have just healed. So I definitely lost DPS here. But even with Barret dying, because that was the last attack, I thought I counted the proper amount of attacks, but I didn't. And I was like, okay, that should be the last attack. I'm not going to heal. Barret made it. You can take the chance, look at how much damage he does, and prepare ahead of time. But it is a pure DPS race. Another key thing is after he does all those attacks and he pauses, right? He goes into cooldown. So this is where I use Tifa's limit break to stop the cooldown. So he has to cast cooldown again to give me a little bit more time. What you do before that cooldown, make sure your DPS, especially your magic DPS, because they're weaker to magic attacks, make sure they save all their ATB. All their ATB. And you can also try to save your summons for that moment. But always use the beginning summon because you can see summons back up by that point. But I didn't lose anyone to the Ray. Reason I didn't use supplement or anything, because I'm going to go use a cottage afterwards to fully restore myself. Right? The faster you kill these, less cottages you have to use, the better score you get. Right? So there you go. Even with Barret dead, went through this really, really easily. So go from the Poison Dragon straight to him, because the next boss is even easier than this. Now we do from this 51,000, still really good score, even though Barret died. We're going to take more Earth Potency. Just stack it. Minus 40 defense. This is the deciding factor though. If you are getting one-shotted by the last boss, because he does a lot of physical damage, don't take the minus 40% defense down. Take the 15% and survive. It's more important to survive. I'm a glass cannon and I had Barret to raise my defense. Here's the deciding factor if you need a defense weapon or not, right? So that being said, I took the middle one for more damage. You don't need to. Take the first one if you have more damage than me already. Now with that, We're going to go ahead and collect some items here. And we are not going to use anything but a cottage to get our HP back up. That's about it. So we're going to break through here, right? We went from the mole down here to the rocks, grab this first one, and we're going to hit an enemy no matter what. If this is your first time in here, there's another item down here. Don't forget it. And then back here, there's a power jelly defense on this route right behind me. But if you didn't get the item, get that one down here first. So we're same thing. These ads, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to fight them like we fought the other one. They have the exact same thing. The gravity, the screech, the dance of terror, right? You're totally fine. Just kill these guys and carry on. All right, so next up is the twins. Now, no items, no earth potency. Besides the cottage that we got, we're going to use the cottage to restore HP. Our HP's back up. That's it. Cottage brought our HP up and our max HP. Go full limit break here. I don't know why I didn't. You can see me struggle afterwards trying to click on it. Make sure you guys just use all your limit break right off the bat here. I lost 0.15 DPS on top, which makes a difference. Could be that one little deciding factor, and you're going to see there's a big deciding factor that I screwed up here. But because we use limit break in the beginning, you cancel their first attack and makes them recast it. So it's really nice. But same idea, buffing Aerith with my buffing weapon, right? And just going pure DPS here. What you can do to take less damage is DPS one of these guys down immediately, and I recommend you kill the left side first, because the left side is single target damage, and the right side, if I'm not mistaken, is AoE. Or one of them. One of them does AoE, one of them does single target. I'm pretty sure this guy does AoE and this guy does single target damage. So if you leave him alone, he'll do a one big AoE hit. If you leave him alone, sorry, single target, he'll do an AoE hit. But it could be the final boss. But either way, don't kill them separate. Kill them at the exact same time, because if you kill them separate, you're about to see why. I made a mistake. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm almost done this guy. I'm going to come back over here and kill him. And I thought I had way more time, but I didn't. But essentially, you're just using your healer to keep your HP up. And then you're using all your earth attacks, because you have a lot of earth potency right now, to go over and over and over and over again. I spent too much time healing. I should have just done more DPS with my Barret and I would have been fine. But because we left him alone, he's getting all these buffs and he's going to Earth Shatter. And if you watch really carefully, I come over here and I hesitated and I used the defense up instead of an earth attack, taking more damage, taking longer in the fight, and Aerith ends up dying from a single hit. So switch to Barret, use the earth attack, and you can see it's more than enough damage if I just used it. So sometimes it's not good to hesitate and just go full DPS. I wouldn't have lost Aerith, I wouldn't have lost score, still got 55,000, but that's a little bit of advice. Kill them at the exact same time or very close to it, or you have to deal with that nonsense. So for the buff here, you guessed it, more earth potency for magic defense, because you don't need magic defense. So with that, let's jump to the next one. All right, so for this next one, I jumped the gun and I didn't show you, but I'm pretty sure from over here, you can see Aerith has the earth cocktail. So she has the earth damage, and the reason she has it and not Tifa is because the enemy takes more magic damage. It benefits from magic damage because we can also lower magic defense. So we gave it to Aerith and not Tifa because we want double earth for later. If he gives you trouble, later on boss isn't that hard depending on your account. But we come in here with no limit breaks because we have no more trash mobs left, and that's totally fine. I didn't restore my max HP. No supplements used because these guys do no damage. You're using my buff for Aerith, and then you're using everyone for pure DPS, right? Don't use Aerith's ATB until you buff her. If you don't have a buff, then that doesn't apply to you. You can use Somersault right away because it lowers magic defense. If you're using Sun Umbrella from Aerith, you lower magic defense. If you're using her Snow Spell from her new weapon, it lowers magic defense. So that's what works here, right? And here's the thing. Don't heal. My HP is super low. Don't waste items. You can heal if you're at a worse point than I am. But also my buff does regen, so my characters are healing. I have to heal because I don't have a choice. I don't even heal this one. There you go. See, I didn't even heal because he shuts down so fast. So even with this tiny, tiny little HP, I didn't heal. Just pure DPS. Get in there, get out, right? Makes the quest faster, less items used, less time wasted. So again, double buffing Aerith over here and just using that magic damage because you're going to see she's popping 13,000 damage per pure 3 ATB, which is huge. Also, use your limit breaks while his defense was down to do more. So that's another place I made a mistake. Here, he just charges his energy boost. I don't believe he gives you any actual attacks. So again, you don't need to heal. Just kind of stay in here and who cares how much he buffs himself. Don't break him. Stay here and just switch. You can see I panic. I'm like, oh my god, I used too much sigil breaking. Just go Quakera. I don't think he attacked until a certain point. So you have lots of time up here to just keep casting earth spells. So use this moment to do damage to him. Not to break him right away, to do damage. And then you break him and you do more damage. But if you're stronger than me, break him right away. Spam those earth spells, cast all your limb breaks, and you're out of here. I have to utilize that section just a little bit. But you can see not really. Right? The faster you're out of quest, if it's under 1 minute and 30 seconds for a boss fight, the better the score. The second it hits 1 second over 1 minute and 29 seconds, when it hits 1 minute and 30 seconds, your score is less. So you can utilize that sigil break to do earth attacks only, or just break them, spam earth attacks, spam your summons, and get out. Right? You can see I'm still missing a little bit of HP there, but I still haven't needed to heal because now he's going to target. Now he's going to wait till his target's ready. You have all this opportunity just to DPS with your healer. So DPS with your healer. And that's another successful boss down. Not using supplements, not raising our defense. All you gotta do is raise your attack if you're weak like me. And you don't even have to use cocktails if you're stronger than me. But they do help. Getting 56,000 out of this fight. Alright, so far I've only screwed up a little bit on this run. But those are the pro tips. Don't use supplements for these guys. You don't even have to heal if you're in a better position. But Earth Potency 15% for sure. So let's jump to the next one. Alright, so for the next one, Earth Cocktail. We're going to use it twice. And I do use a Mega Elixir here. I believe that if your HP is not that bad, you can just use supplements. But I just wanted to get it done. I'm happy with my S, not S+. But if I didn't use that Mega Elixir, and if I didn't use other things or kill a boss like the twins before, or the dragon, I let him AoE hit me because I didn't use my limit breaks, I would have got the score for S+ on this. I'm not going to rerun it because it gives me no gems or no blue crystals, only 500 crisis coins, so that's no problem. I'm fine with just an S rank. So we're going to start off the fight with pure AoE damage. If you're stronger than me, these are almost going to kill them. What you can do to reduce the damage from the big attack coming is spam earth on one of them and just kill them. And then you don't have to deal with that big defense if you took the defense down like I did. Here, I want to kill them at the same time. You can see even at my power level, they're just melting from all the earth potency we have. Right? But instead, I use my Barret. I raised my defense up 3 tiers. And then I went to defense mode. And I blocked this. You can just spam earth and kill one. And you won't take this damage. And even if the one on the right or left, survives and goes through the whole buff phase, who cares? You're going to kill them so quickly anyways. So go right ahead. After that attack, their defense is so lowered that they take even more damage. So this fight's very, very easy. The hardest part is surviving that big defense attack. And the best way to do that, Barret's defense up or kill one immediately. And you can do it very easily as long as you picked up all that earth potency. Even the one with defense down, because that allows you to burst one down very quick. So here, I was like, oh, I don't need to heal. I can switch back and forth. Just kill one. Just kill one. Don't do what I'm doing. Just kill one. Because I'm pretty sure I lose like Aerith or something here. I lose someone. Or I get very, very close to losing someone. And I was like freaking out. I'm like, oh man, I should have done this. I should have done, yeah, there goes Aerith, right? And I'm like, I should have done this. Could have done this differently, but I still got the pass. So that's the entire fight. Everyone, when I did it at a certain point, 50,000 plus score, I can definitely improve, show you my mistakes. You guys can improve on this. Just burst one down, burst the other one, and then you don't need any heals for this last fight at all. So have fun. Very, very hard dungeon if you don't bring in the right utility or pick the right earth potency all the way. So 694, and I believe it's 720 or 730 for an S+, right? So that gets us everything. If you go over here and look, first time rewards is 720, right? And you saw all the mistakes I made. Easily possible. Hardest part is that dragon. After that, cakewalk. The moles, they're lazy. Don't even heal for them, right? The twin guys, they're so susceptible to earth, they just die so quick. And here's the team that I showed you guys in the beginning, just to show you I use the exact same team. And that's everything. So hopefully this helped you out. It is a very hard quest, but if you bring in that right strategy, that right mindset to just go aggressive and hit the right enemies with the right cocktails at the right time, you should be good to go. Wish you guys the best of luck. If you have any more strategies or did something different than I did, please leave it down below for the rest of the community. Besides that, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll smell you later.